Right. I know this is working. Where are we? No, none of this. Burn this stuff off. Here we go. This is where we want to be. Is it recording? That's the question, though. Question, don't worry. Right. Are we live? That is the question now. So, crazy old man. Brain is tinking, trying to figure out what it is we're trying to do here. And essentially the idea is, excuse me, is die apparently. Just dying in the corner horribly. So the idea for this is going to be that we want to have the best deck possible for finals. Now, obviously, America, you've got to do a little bit more legwork, and to be fair, I think between now and then there's half a dozen, maybe a dozen events you can do. So you guys aren't worrying so much in terms of like, there's at least, is it top 16, I guess, their places? So, if there's like at least 10 plus events, there's going to be like, let's say 200 people who can get their places. And then you might have that final thing on the Friday before. So this isn't really for the Americans, because obviously you guys need to fight for your places up until EX5 for the most part. There might be one event before, depending on where EX5 drop lands. If it's like the 28th, I think it's the week before that. And then if it is that weekend, they might not allow it depending on how they feel. So, this is mostly for us Europeans, but you can come in, you can join us, see how crazy we are, so you guys can think out for the finals itself. And that is, are the Divas and the Sovereigns any good? Now, for me personally, I think this is a case of I want to have like a really good Zodiac deck. Yes, if you know, you know. But for the most part, I just think it's a weird situation where this is like the new Mega Zoo. Obviously, we've got Royal Knights, which is its own kind of zoo deck. Mega Zoo hasn't really been a thing. I think it's like BT3 or BT4. Like, I can't remember actually seeing anyone play Mega Zoo. I know people have been like, oh, it's my favourite deck, I loved it. But yeah, you don't play it anymore, so either you just didn't love it enough that you said you did, or it stopped being competitively good, so you stopped playing it, which just shows that it wasn't really a favourite deck. I mean, I still love horrible decks now as that I play, but I like them. So, into this before we can carry on. The whole idea of this is we're going to try and figure out what's going on here. And for the most part, it's fairly simple, or it's fairly enough simple. We do have access to what is in this here, but we will go into a new thing in a second anyway. That go in here. What is in the Pendulum Animal Colosseum? There you go. Need spell, right? There you go. This should come with everything that we need to know. Now get a Wikimon. Wikimon's also pretty good. Does it have what we want here? Yes, but not in the way I want it to be. I think Wikimon's the one I used earlier. But I've been discussing this already with a Discord group. Like things I want to say. Yes, I accept all your stuff. Please don't yell at me. The baby. Boom. So, Neuroman is technically the only baby we're going to have in this that's officially from the Dim. Is it Dim? What? You guys don't see this. Let me get this working. There we go. Move this over. There you go. You can see it. So, Neuroman is the only one that's actually from this, because obviously if you've ever used a Dim or a Digimon, Digivice, or the Vital Bracelet, you know that you get one baby per each. Ding! And we're getting Neuramon. Now the thing is she going to be yellow, or is it going to be a purple baby? Because I expect we're going to get her again in BT15, to probably be the opposite colour. So we had, the last one was purple from like the structure deck. I don't think there's been a yellow one of her since then. I think there was an old yellow one a long time ago. There's a good chance that she's yellow in this and then purple in BT15. It could be the other way around either way. The thing to say is that if we have a look at the other thing, how's this going to look now? It's being out of place, isn't it? Ah, that's good enough. Also, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. If Coronamon isn't the first baby, sorry, this isn't the first rookie, then obviously we can have a look at this here. This could be Bearmon, although I do think Bearmon might be green or black, depending on how they want to do it, because Grapplio is its its ultimate form, and that is obviously the Leo form in this, which could be black and green. So we'll see where they want to put it. God damn, Tesco's, you're very bright. So here is going to be the baby for, I'm presuming, Coronamon. And here is the baby here for Lunamon, because it's blue, as we already know. And then level 3, sorry, the baby for the yellow deck could be Nairamon. And then the green baby here, now that is the question, that's going to be like a Leo baby. Which, for the top of my head, I don't really know what it is. But that would be the one I'm thinking of. Here, it could also be a green baby for Hawkmon as well. Or it could be a green Yokomon. There's quite a few possibilities here, just because we know that Garuda X should be in this, and we'll go back and look at the other stuff in a second. The idea is just trying to figure out where we want to put this down. So, for me, we obviously know what the deck wants to do for the Grace Nova line. You know, it wants to build up a stack, and then when you switch sources around, you want to gain memory. And then you want to like play things out on your opponent's turn and go Digivolve up on your opponent's turn and be like, oh, Jesus Christ, what happened? It's like, this is what happens every single time. Up aboard. Obviously, we don't know what Grace does just yet, so obviously it's a case of like, hey, what can it do? We just know what the deck wants to do, which is obviously tucking its sources in, going up, and then going sideways, up, boom. You know, just things that decks want to do. It'll be interesting to see how the deck wants to play, or how often it can like run itself round like it wants to do that. So I presume it's going to be at least red, if not blue and red. But I presume they both do that, because I didn't check if Luna also could actually. I presume she can, because Corona can digivolve from blue and red, so I presume Luna can digivolve from red and blue. That's neither here nor there. Obviously, they could have the one baby in the blue, could be for a different set of Digitolutions, which should also be fine. We haven't really seen much else other than the Divas and the announcement of those, and the Indomitable Aquilamon. And the Tokamon in black, which was an odd choice for me, but maybe that's the baby they want to use for Leomon line in this one. We go for the pendulum. You see we've got Gabmon, a Bearmon, and a Hawkmon. Hawkmon is presumably going to be green. Now, the reason why I say presumably going to be green is because Aquilamon is also green, which worries me a little bit that we might have a green Garudamon. But it'd also be okay if the Hawkmon was red-green, and then it'd make more sense that it goes one way into Aquila and then the red way into Garudamon. Bearmon's in this weird position because Bearmon's line should be the same line as Leomon. But we know Aletmon's going to be the baby for, or the rookie for Leomon. So Bearmon could go and be the red for this one, because we know Grizzly's in this. And Gabu can stay blue-purple to match the middle Galga X. And that's it. Obviously, we know we're going to get the rookies from Corona and Luna, so we know they're going to be here too. So that's 4 rookies, and then I'll just presume we're going to get like Aletmon, that's 6. Have we seen any of those yet? Any other babies? Sorry, rookies. Luna's blue. Then Keela is green and champion. Electus black and green. We know about that one. Oh, so that's what we know so far. So essentially, there's 6 that we know of. I'm presuming we're going to get like 2 of each colour, so it'll go red, red. Actually, could it do that? That's the question. So this could be red. So it could go red, red, champion, champion, ultimate, ultimate, mega, 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 rookie, rookie, champion, champion. No. Blue's got a lot by the looks of it. So blue's going to be one of those weird ones. So it could be a case of that this could be the only red rookie. And then champion, champion, ultimate, 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 mega, mega. Rookie, rookie, champion, 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 ultimate, 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 mega. Oh. Yeah, it's going to be really. This is going to be very interesting. Oh, this could be really interesting. So we could go. That could be rookie, rookie, champion, champion, ultimate, 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 mega, mega, mega. Rookie, 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 champion, 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 ultimate, mega, 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 and then this could be all the yellow stuff, right? Yes, it'll be rookie, rookie, champion, 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 ultimate, ultimate, mega, mega. Yeah, because the weird thing about these ones is these obviously share the color palette of yellow, so it's yellow, purple, yellow, and Kilo's purple. Yeah, so I think that's going to be the issue here, where some of these are going to be like chopped up in half, and go from there. So, next thing is, we all know what these do, and these are very awkward in my opinion. So, the unplay is fine. That's not been the issue at all here. Well, the undeletion is a little bit of a bother if you've seen the thing today. Well, I don't like it because it's 5,000 DPS. 6,000 I think is where it should have been, just because you're getting rid of level 4s. There's not a lot of good level 5s that are sorry, not a lot of good level 4s that are 5,000 less. I know there's a lot of like, utility champions like the 5,000s, which, you know, will slow you down. But if you're getting deleted by something, it's generally because it's bigger than you. So taking something out on the way out is not so bad. Also, though, you could crash into security and this could die. Oh dear. This could be this. But I do like the whole like recursion thing. Like, you play it, draw a card, so you're never losing cards from your hand. And you may play one Digimon card with the Deva trait, different name from the cards in your battle area, or trash from your hand to into space in your breeding area. We've got to find out more about this. I don't think the on-play effect's going to happen when you put it in the breeding area, because obviously, as far as we're aware, every effect doesn't work in the breeding area. I think that should continue on for this effect, so obviously you're only drawing one card. But you're getting 2 Digimon down for the cost of 1, really. So 7, not so bad. I do think we're going to get maybe a white tame that's going to be like, for every Deva you have in play or in the trash, like reduce the card's like cost by 1, maybe. It might be too powerful actually, anyway, but it's more later game. This is what I want to go for. This set does need to be looking at like what the rookies can do for this deck. Obviously, we've got access to the Salamon from BT13. It searches the Sovereigns and the Beasts, which is the Holy Beast, which is the Devas, and it will search the God Beast, which is Mr. Fang Long, or should do. We'll see if it doesn't or doesn't soon. Normally, it's just asking for a specific, like, pinch this kind of situation. Yeah, it's going to be strange. The deck itself doesn't seem like it wants to run any eggs, which is perfectly fine. What we do need to do, though, is either figure out if we need to have an egg for a colour base so we can use like option cards, or if we need to have a rookie situation. So there's a good chance it's going to be like yellow base, where you want to have the Salamon yellow one from like BT2, is it? Where if you got less than 3 swinging, like, oh no, it died, and you get security back. So that might be the play for this deck. Like, probably more like towards the fact like you've run out of all your stuff. It's like, what do I do? We also need a searcher for the Devas specifically and the Sovereign specifically, because the Salamon can only search the Digimon and can't search names or traits of. So specifically. So yeah, we need to find a rookie that can do that. To be fair, I think the yellow one could probably do that over here somewhere. Oh, where's the yellow? The yellow's over here. Or maybe that's what the Hawk does. It searches for like a bird or a beast like the Salamon does, but just in traits, not in name. Not just Digimon card. I'm trying to figure out what the ratios of this do as well. I like all of the aces, but you probably don't want to run like all the aces, like at max max hand size. I missed. Oh. See, no, not you. It's Ebby. Ebby's here. Blast is always really good, but the idea obviously is not to explode yourself and die on your opponent's turn. I'm playing Digivolving for each of your Digimon with the Deva or Force Substance trait. Suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, cancel itself. Then all of your opponent's Digimon don't unsuspend during your opponent's next suspend phase. This is really good if your opponent is waiting for you to blast and then they want to like swing over you, so you go like, no, suspend. And it's like, crap. Deletion delete one of your opponent's suspended Digimon, which is obviously really good, because if you do end up like crashing this, excuse me. Oh god, I take a drink. If you do end up crashing this into another Digimon and dying on the way through, you take something else with you too. So I think this is really good as like a secondary like plan of action. Like, yeah, sod it, I'll crash. Yeah, you'll gain 4 memory back, but at the same time, I killed 2 of your things. Why not? But I do like the whole idea of deleting one of your opponent's suspended Digimon. It makes sense, like what this thing does. As all along is really weird. I feel like you're going to play this in like its own specific like 4 Great Dragons deck with this, the other as all along that can search stuff, and then possibly what's his face, Goldramon, and have like the newer one that just like spawn tokens, and then you can either just swing with the tokens, so you rush off with the tokens, go into Fenlong, and then because you've got the other stuff, put stuff back, nuke a board, and then if it's still your turn, swing, have some fun. I can see it being very powerful. Digivolve from David with free. You know that hand counter on play when Digivolve return one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon to their hand, then unspend one of your Digimon with the traits in it here. It's weird that it doesn't have like the God Boost in here, but it's supposed to make sense that you don't want to suspend that thing because it's already like ripping like cards off security like crazy. And then on delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the highest level, which I think is really good. I think it has like such like a weird like on play when Digivolving thing, but I think the on deletion is really good. So this is one of the ones that you probably want to play. You're probably looking at ratios like 3-3-2-2, just that way you can actually get bodies on the field. I think we'll find out what it is, because having 10 level 6s in a deck where you are running essentially level 5s as your rookies is unique. Shakwai, Mr. Phoenix. When Digivolving, when attacking an opponent's turn, once per turn by deleting one of your Digimon with the Deva trait or 6,000 or DPLS, this should bring a security attack +1. And this is really good if you're swinging with stuff and it doesn't die, so you go Sonic, I'll give you another security attack. Especially if you're going to be running the red bases here. So, for instance, like Sendiramon, that gives you the security attack +1, just got the trait. It also gives you the guard base, which I think is actually good. And then we also have, who is the other one? It's red currently. Sendiramon, the goat. The goat! It's always the goat! So, yeah, on play when Digivolving on deletion effect. I think a lot of people were thinking these are going to be like 3 offs per colour and they have like 2 colours that we're going to have them. But since we obviously know that if there's only going to be 3 ultimates per colour scheme, you have to leave a space for the Grace Nova, like Dusk and Dawn stuff to make sense. So, yeah, obviously there's no Digivolve to things, so obviously going to be hard played. I'm sure there's going to be a way to get them out even easier than what we currently have. Let me have Virtue. Yeah, having access to these, like, you know, you're only going to probably want to have like 1 of each of these, or maybe like 1 of each of most, and then like maybe the good ones you want 2 of. It's going to be very similar to how I feel about Machine Digimon. Like, you don't want to have like your hand full of like Digimon you can't use. The idea essentially here is like, hey, look, you first turn, you throw one down, you know, goes to your opponent, give them 7 memory, you know, you do what you got to do. You put one in your breeding area to do something, and if obviously they can't get rid of it on the first turn, move it out. Depending on what your memory level is, you might be able to go up into a Deva. Deva does some stuff and like removes things on the field, and he goes, hey, look, I get to swing, you know, 3 times technically, you know, +1 security and then a normal swing, and then your opponent's just like, oh crap, man, what do I do? Removal is very awkward, but obviously because of how overflow works, it's not as bad. Like, you know, you do just bounce things and you get the memory for it, so it's not as, you know, detrimental as people think it is. Bahuman. On play Digivolving an opponent's turn, when your security card is checked, if it's a Digimon card with the Deva trait, play that card without battling and without paying the cost. This I do like. The only reason I do like this, though, is if you can play it in like a weird yellow base thing where you are just doing like lots of like security recovery. Which, if you listen to me, that's a terrible thing. You should never do that. But the idea of having this on the field for a couple of turns, knowing that your opponent's just going to check all your security but can't finish you off, you go, okay then. Ah, Deva. Ah, Deva. Ah, Deva. Ah, Deva. And you've got like 6 things on the field. It's like, all right, what you play? Because my play says you're going to die now. So I think that's going to be like a really good thing to do in this deck, where they just have to deal with like a situation that you're in, but not necessarily a situation you can be in. But this might be one of the ones you want to run like 2 of. Just because like when it comes up, it's fantastic, but when it comes up, and then that's going to be it for these. We saw, not you. We saw. What does it say? Mahira. I'm not a massive fan of Mahira. But I do think, because obviously it's looking for names rather than numbers, that even though when you use an option card with a cost of 1 or more, gain a memory, I think that's really cool. But and your turn was returned when one of your Digimon is played, trash the top Digivolution card of one of your opponents. So it's fine, but personally speaking, I would prefer the other one. But you want to use that one as the one that gets played into the breeding area, because that way when you go out into it, you Digivolve into the Savior, and then you go Sovereign, and then you go up into the Fenlong, it's going to cost you 1 less. So instead of it being a 4 cost, it's a 3 cost, especially if you can get 3 on your turn. Or if your opponent wants to swing through you, you go, okay, then blast Digivolve into this. They check a they check a Deva, you get to play for free. Oh yeah, I'll play. especially if you move stuff out your breeding area already. That's the thing. If you can have your battle area empty and you got Balhu and they can like check something, and you go, okay, on play, draw a card, and then put one, because it's not a your turn effect; it's just an on-play effect. And I think this is where it's going to like be like, yeah, look, I've just got like this board now. Can you get rid of like 10 things on the field? You can't. Well, why aren't you playing the security alpha mon in your deck? I know, right? It's crazy. But yeah, I'm not a massive fan of this one. This is like the part obviously that you want to see because you'll see them play, get the breeding area check, get the draw. I just think the one is a little bit better because you're looking for the name. And that's going to be the blue thing. So obviously these just give you security check. These will give you memory. Blue will give you memory. Have we seen... We haven't seen green or yellow yet. I will presume yellow's just going to give you like minus security. It's going to like maybe give your opponent like security attack -1 just to slow them down. And then the green probably will give you like a suspended thing, or like, you know, when you attack, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Have we seen black? Yeah, we've seen black, haven't we? What does black do? I can't remember. So black is blocker. That's it, blocker. I love the monkey. Monkey's my favourite. Opponent's tamers with a cost of 2 or less cannot suspend. He's just, I don't know why he's not here. He's just the one you want to have on the field all the time, because he's essentially saying like, hey, look, if you're playing like one of these decks that love to have cool boys, they don't get the cool boy anymore. And your opponent just goes, well then, my wife just broke her foot. So, trying to be quiet and she breaks her foot for it. That's what she gets. No one's watching me, by the way, so it's fine. Yeah, we'll do. So this is the whole thing with this one. Obviously, this is the one you want to like keep around. Having blockers fine, but you probably want to use the other guy for the blocking thing, because I don't think he's that good. Yeah, because he hasn't got a secondary effect. He just has blocker naturally, and then on play draw. But yeah, having blocker in your God boost is pretty cool. 15k blocker that's like, nope, no thank you. Not affected by any of your effects. Because you can actually, because what is it? The deeper than the sea, you can stick one of these underneath. That sounds dodgy. But obviously, giving yourself like security attack +1 or security attack +2, because you can stick both the red ones underneath it, and then swinging for free, or depending on like how many like sovereigns you got on the field and Davers. Is it sovereigns and Davers or just sovereigns? I don't know. That could be Grace. Where are we? Benlong is when attacking for each Digimon with 4 sovereigns. Yeah, it has to be 4 sovereigns. Yeah, so if you've got 2 sovereigns out and then you've got that out, you can swing on the swing, remove everything, and then, you know, if you've got one more thing to swing with, like, good game. The only other thing I'm thinking of here is it's even be green or yellow. It makes sense to be green or yellow. It's the Antilamon. It could be purple. Antilamon. I would probably run the EX4 one currently, depending on what the skills are. Because being able to swing with Antila, suspend something, one of the other sovereigns, or whatever, and get like the extra DP plus the security attack +1 is probably going to be more beneficial than some of the effects you get from these Digimon. I think that's going to be quite cool and interesting to like work around. I mean, for instance, like if you've got the power to do it, go into Antila, suspend whatever other one you want to suspend, and then on your opponent's turn, you can blast into Azul Long, then return with your opponent's level 5 low Digimon to the hand, and then unsuspend one of your Digimon, so you just unsuspend Azul Long. And it's like, yeah, no more trying to beat me up now. Yeah. I like this deck. I think it's going to take a lot of hours to try and get to work properly, and trying to flow, try and get to be where you want it to be. Obviously, this is what we first learnt about so far, and obviously nothing's here yet in terms of like finality, because like it looks like you don't have an egg deck, or you don't run an egg deck, and everything's been hard played. So could really need to figure out if we get a rookie that searches, even if it just searches the option cards. That'd be fantastic. That's what he needs to do, and then we're probably going to do one of these again in a couple of weeks when we comes down to the Grace Nova deck. Oh, it's the 3rd deck. I know it's like bits and bobs in this. I know like we get the Garuda, so where was that thing we were actually looking at earlier? So Gabu Bear and Hawk, Garurumon, I'm hoping it's be blue-purple because it makes sense then to match with the Galga X. Doberman has always been purple as far as I'm aware. I don't think they've got a blue Dober in the set. Makes sense to just keep it purple. Grizzly could be red or blue or green or black and green. But because we're having Leo, or Leomon X at least in this one, I'm presuming this is going to be black-green, so it makes more sense to put this as possibly like the other red Digimon. Probably a beast as well, if I remember correctly, so that way you can search for it. And Keeler, we would know is green. And then Kiwimon is normally green, I think it is. I don't remember if we had a black one. But again, it's just a case of like, we go red, black, green, purple, blue. The Kiwi could be yellow in that respect. Maybe it could be yellow. Perfect, so obviously ultimate lineup, which is where we want X antibody, presumably being here. Blue, purple again. Cerberus is really weird, so maybe just purple for the sake of it being purple, because obviously this has to be the blue one, so purple. Mahira is blue in this one. This is where it gets a bit weird now. So we obviously know like blue, blue, and then the other Dave is the blue one. Grappleomon, I presume, is going to be black, green. It's got limit its name, I believe. You can still work with the X antibody line. Grudemon X antibody, I'm hoping is red. But I don't think it can be, because we've got access to the ultimate from Dusk and Dawn. That's the one in the space. We've got both the red Davers. So I'm hoping it's going to be green-red instead, because that way obviously I want it to like work out with the BT13 support. And the Lumon, which I can't remember what his real name is, he's going to have to be black, I think, or like purple. Hold on. Blue, purple, blue, black, green. I suppose if Kiwi's yellow, he's going to have to be yellow too, right? And then our mega lineup. We already know this is blue, purple. Bao is black, yellow? Black, yellow. I like the fact it does this like so black and yellow. Zunkui is red and purple, blue and yellow, and green and purple. Where are we here? No, not this one. This one. So we don't know what these are. It says Omnimon. I don't think we can get Omnimon in this set because it makes no sense to give the other secret place to Omnimon. But it does make sense to give it to Grace Nova, so that both the main decks in this set have like the big level 7s actually at the end. I suppose the awkward thing is how many like of these do you want to run? It's probably going to be the case of like a lot of the other decks where it's like, hey, you want to run like 3 of the level 7s. Benlong being pretty good and being searchable makes it a little bit easier where you don't have to. I'm presuming you can search for Grace Nova in this deck, or in the other deck. But then you obviously want to have like the blue Luna level 6 and then the Corona level 6. So that's going to be red, blue, blue, blue. We have spaces. We should have spaces for it, right? They're going to change colours at the top end, aren't they? Red, red, red. Yeah, red, red, red. Blue, blue. Yeah, there you go. They're all blue. Then, yeah, that green, 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 green. Maybe. Just 6, 6, 5, 5, 5. Green, green. Yeah. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Black. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, it should have be here, but I've not really been paying attention. This is the deck I want to play because I've been asking for Dusk and Dawn for God knows how long now. Coronamon. Do you have search? That main phase if you have a tame with lighters. No. Main was returned by placing. No, you do not have a search effect, do you? Does Luna have the search effect? Luna, do you search? You search Luna. Did you evolve? 21 Digimon 2 there in his hand. Game alright. No. So these don't search. Is the tamers that search? Someone's got to search, right? Got to search. Is it Ko? Ko, do you search? On player main, by spinning this tamer and placing top card of one of your Digimon with as the bottom digital code you may evolve one of your Digimon to a Digimon card from your hand without paying it. I mean, that's good, but no, it's not a searcher. It's the blue one. There's the blue one searcher. Someone's got to search. Come on. Come on, please. Someone search. You've got to search. Your turn when this is. Take a same. Oh, excuse me. By playing a same level Digimon from digital cards of one of your Digimon. Without paying the cost, 2 of your Digimon may digivolve into a Digimon card in your hand by paying its Digivolution cost. A Digimon played with this effect are returned to your hand at the end of your turn. So as far as I'm aware, this doesn't affect the level 7 because level 7 just goes, I'm immune to all these effects because these doesn't affect me anymore because I'm a different Digimon and I have the Panacea effect where essentially nothing affects me anymore. But we don't have a searcher. I'm hoping that maybe on leveling the level 4 searches, because if we don't have a searcher, this deck's going to be really bad. But no, that's what we know so far. Hopefully we keep getting Dava stuff because I really want to just like know what the Dava deck does, and then we can go look at the other stuff and then be impressed with it. I think the Grace Nova deck's going to be like a real blowout deck, but so far with no access to any searches, it's going to be really awkward to play with. Yeah, just a quick short stream today, guys. What do we do? And half an hour's not so bad. So yeah, catch you soon. Have a great time, and peace out, goodbye, and enjoy EX5 because I know I am. So peace out. Bye.